Good afternoon, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 110. And I am just leaving the house. I am heading off to a casino. I have a small gift, something to pick up. And while I'm there, we might as well look around and see if we can make any money. Now, I'm picking sand out of my ears right now because I was helping out my mom with her back porch. She's got one of those, one made out of pavers, the really big ones with like hundreds of bricks and stuff, and it has sand in between. And I was actually just washing it, power washing it, cleaning it up for a party that's coming up. I spent, I don't know, 2.5 hours doing that. I went home, took a shower, and still have some sand and stuff in my ears and in my face and stuff like that. But so today, already in the morning, got the old paint out for the bathroom upstairs that we were working on, and went back, and the kids had put tape in the areas that needed touching up. I touched up all the wall color, and maybe tomorrow I will do the trim color, and that should be done. I also went to the bank and dropped off a check, and then took my little boy with me, and he is starting to collect coins, which is really cool. I like that, and I enjoy it, and getting him involved with it and excited about it. So we went in there and we got all the odd change that they had, 50-cent pieces, dollar coins, things like that. And they had a couple rolls actually, so that was nice. And then they wanted to pawn off these golden dollar coins, which are terrible. I hate those coins. I don't ever want to collect those coins, and I refused to buy them. But they had some $2 bills, okay condition, so we bought those as well. Like I said, went to Home Depot, got the color for the living room, which we had a leak a long time ago in the living room, and it was a problem with the chimney. Got that taken care of eventually, and there's a whole long story for that. I think I may have mentioned it on the podcast, but and then had someone come in and fix the drywall, which is like 30-foot ceiling, and now I need to go back and paint it. So I don't really like being 30 feet up in the air on a ladder, but who else is going to do it? So I went to Home Depot, got that paint, and I'll work on that whenever I get a chance. So that's all buttoned up there. Helped my mom, and just took a shower, and now we are on our way to this casino. Hope to make a couple $100 would be nice. I'd be very happy with that. And that would be it most likely for the day. And then tomorrow will be our overnight trip, our Sunday into Monday morning trip, and we'll do something with that. I'll probably hop on YouTube Live for a little bit, yeah, we'll talk a little bit then. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, closing in on this first casino, and I was just remembering some things that happened this week, and I thought it was really funny, this hand that I had a soft 14 against a dealer ace, but I had my $600 bet out. Obviously the count was high, so I insured the 14 against the ace, and the dealer did have blackjack, and I get paid out. And then the next hand was also an ace up, and it had dropped below the threshold, so I didn't insure it, and it was a 20. So the dealer's like, wait, you insured your soft 14 but not your 20? Usually people insure 20s because, you know, it's a made hand, and if the dealer doesn't have a blackjack, then they're going to win. But no, that's not proper play. So I thought that was kind of funny to have it happen back to back, and I insure the bad hand but not the good hand because of the count. Anyway, I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, and the big gift was really nothing. It was like $15, and then you pick one of these two things, and I had the cashier do it for me, and you get either 2X or 3X, and she picked the 2X. So very nice of her. Pick the lowest possible thing for me. And so I had $30 in free play. Sit down, find a machine right away. Sit down, play, and immediately I'm ahead $309 on the first machine. Now there's 3 of these, all next to each other, like in a carousel. They're like back to back to back. Go to the next one, I find a play on that one, lose $80. Go to the next one, I find a play on that one, lose something, I don't know. I end up leaving those 3 machines up like 129, and I'm like pissed. I'm like, all this time I just used for this on 3 good plays, and I end up only ahead $129. So, nice car here. So that's fine. So I keep on walking, I'm looking, and there are people everywhere, man. There's nowhere to be. I mean, all the machines are full, and you can't check them, and you got to keep doing laps and laps and laps. But I noticed I didn't see anybody that I knew in there. Nobody. Are you kidding? Nobody? On a day like today that's so crowded, where are you guys hiding? And I did find a bunch of plays, and there's one that I stood behind for a while, and she was running low on cash, and it was a big one. I'm talking like 140, 150 in EV. That's pretty nice for one machine. And she had 27, 16, 14, 8, 6, 3, and then she hits it. I just walk away. I didn't even see how much it ended up being, but I walked away. Found a couple other plays though, and I found one that paid me a couple hundred and a couple small plays. And I was in there for a long time, like an hour, 50 minutes to an hour. And I ended up leaving ahead $360. So $360. I'm 99% sure. I might come back here and say that was wrong. Now you're gonna make me check my pocket and see how much it is. 300, yeah, it's 360, I'm positive. So plus 360, and now we're heading back to the house, and I'm not gonna do any more power washing today. My neck's been sore for over a month, and then this is gonna make it worse, but I'm gonna go home, get some nice dinner, relax a little bit, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow afternoon. Such a beautiful day today to be outside, but really didn't get a chance to get very much done for the day, but that's the way things go sometimes. So right now it is 72 degrees as I'm heading home, and I'll be back tomorrow. All right, good morning guys. It is Sunday morning, Mother's Day today. It is May 11th, and my wife went to church this morning, and we're going to be going to a different service. She volunteers at the first one, then we all go to the second one. So she took a few of the kids with her, and some will come with me. But I took this time that I had to go to the flower shop and get some nice roses for her. Maybe I might take a picture, I don't know. Anyway, I might need some help here, because I had my mom was showing me a picture of some flowers my dad got her like 50 years ago, and I was trying to find what the flower is so I could get some for her eventually, but they're not very common. I saw something similar to that at the flower shop, and the guy said it was called a button mum, but the one that she showed me was much bigger than that. So something that is similar to a button mum but bigger is what I'm looking for. And she said that was her favorite kind of flower, but I've never seen it before. And I've only seen that picture that one time, so that's what I'm looking for. Anyway, we're gonna head home, get these flowers put up, and head off to church, go see my mom, have lunch with her, and then we'll head out for the day, and hopefully have a good start to our week. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you this afternoon. Alright guys, good afternoon. Just leaving home, ready for another adventure, ready to make some money, ready to hit them harder, ready to have some big counts. I'm just excited about getting on the road today. It is a gorgeous, beautiful day. I know the high for today is going to be somewhere around 78, so maybe we're finally around the corner. It's 75 degrees outside, and looks like my thermostat in the car, my thermometer in the car is still way off. It's like 20 degrees off, but at least the car is running fine. The air conditioning's working fine. The battery's been replaced. Everything is cool. The tires are good. Everything is fine. So nothing to slow us down. I'm not on call this week. They made a mistake and put me on call for like 10 days in a row. So last night I actually got a call. Ended up being a false alarm, but took care of that. But today our goal is to hit a minimum of 5 casinos. I doubt I'm going to have the time to hit more than that. We're going to try to get 2 or 3 blackjack sessions in, and we'll see what we can do. I would love to make $2,000 to start the week, but we'll have to take it one step at a time and see what happens here. So went and hung out with my mom for a while. Some of the other family came over. We're going to be having a graduation party there in a few weeks, so we've been working on cleaning up the backyard, and we're going to be putting mulch out soon. I was going to put the mulch out yesterday, but we decided to power wash instead, so did that for a long time. Did some this morning, but still have about half of it left. So maybe throughout the week, if I could do maybe 2 hours a day, I can get that knocked out by the end of the week, and then we can work on the mulch, and that should take I don't know, maybe 8 hours. Shouldn't be too bad. Pulling up the weeds, putting the plastic down, putting the mulch down. Then she has some decorator stones and stuff around the yard. We'll go around there and we'll power wash those as well, make everything look real good. So that's what's happening with the home life. I'm always behind on this stuff. Have not booked my flights for my trip. I need to do that in the next couple days, and then book the hotel, and I'll be ready for that. Once I book that stuff for the cruise, I'll start working on my trip to Vegas, which is around August 7th. So hopefully we get this stuff knocked out this week with no issues, and then we start working on that project and that trip. And that should be a 3 to 4 day trip in Vegas. Should give us plenty of opportunity to make money. And I'm actually considering spending most of my time at the Wynn. Since they're so tolerant, they'll let you win a lot of money before they back you off. Why should I go place to place looking for a game to play when the Wynn is so tolerant? They'll let me play until I make what I want to make or I run out of money. I mean, their limits for the day before they really get down on you are so high. I would never get anywhere close to that before I got backed off. So, plus if you're playing rated, you get even more time there. So I think I'm going to try to focus on the Wynn on the next trip for blackjack, and then everywhere else for slots. But that's what's going on right now. That's what's on my mind. Just heading out to my first casino, sit back and relax, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. It is very warm outside. Not looking forward to a hot summer, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I went into this place, started looking around, found a machine. Now this machine happens to be, it's not the same machine, but a similar machine to the one that last week totally killed me for like $600 or $700, whatever it was, $500. And of course that one was at a higher denomination. This was at the lowest denomination, and this one went the opposite. I was killing this one, and I was ahead about 130 on this one right away at the lowest possible bet size. Went around, found a couple more plays, but none of them really turned into anything. And they were giving away a free gift. Last time for some reason I wasn't eligible. This time I was, and I picked that up. It's a decent gift. One of my kids will like it. And really that was about it. Saw a couple friends in there, talked to them for a second, and that was all. I ended up leaving that place ahead $110. So plus 110. I was in there just a short time, less than a half hour, in and out. There was only one machine I really couldn't check, and I wish I could have, because I usually find something on there, but this guy and his girlfriend were on there nonstop, were not leaving, and they would even like, okay, I'll play with my card for a while, then you play with your card, and it was just taking forever. So the EV on it wasn't really that high that it was worthwhile if there was even a play on it. So I ended up leaving that alone and leaving without that. So overall, plus 110, and we're moving on to our next casino, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I think it's safe to talk now. Just getting off on my floor here and heading back to my car. Definitely was extremely busy when I got here. There were hundreds of cars leaving. So I don't know if there was an event nearby and they were parked at this casino, which tells a couple of my friends where I am, or if they were giving something away here, which I don't think so. So there were a lot of people leaving. I found a really good parking spot. I go in, start looking around, look at some slots first. Can't really find anything. End up finding one play, and I don't even remember. I'm trying to remember. Maybe that was, no, I was down like $4 at that point, and not really anything going on. So I moved on, looked at some blackjack tables, completely full. I looked in all different areas, never found anything, and went back to slots, went back to tables, finally found a table that was worthwhile. I sat down, I bought in for $500, started playing there, and played as long as the conditions were good, and I ended up leaving that table ahead $600. I get up, start walking around, look at some slots again, find a couple plays, play those through, and end up ahead $45 overall on the slots. And then back to the tables, couldn't find anything, walked around, finally found a table again. And this guy was almost done with his shoe. I didn't want to get in before he was done, because he was betting like $500 and $600 a hand, and then dropping down to $100 and back and forth. And he looked very upset. He was playing $100 on a side bet and was getting his butt handed to him. So I waited till that shoe ended. I sit down, and immediately another guy sits down, and I'm like, this is the kind of luck that I have. So I said, all right, let me just play it until the count starts going really bad. If it goes really negative, I'll get up. So immediately the count was good, and I started raising my bet a little bit. And then we had a couple hands where it was like 20, 20, 20, blackjack, 20, 20, 19, 20, blackjack. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're just about done. So left on a negative true 4 count, and I was ahead only $100. I was ahead more than that earlier, but wasn't going to stick around on a crowded table, and so I ended up leaving. I know it could turn around quickly, but with both guys playing the side bets and one guy playing 2 side bets, it didn't make sense for me to stay. Looked at slots one more time, couldn't find anything else, and ended up cashing out. And total numbers for that session were blackjack, 2 sessions totaling plus 700, and slots plus $45. So right now we're heading out to another casino, see what we can get done there. Hopefully duplicate the same thing there, and I'll come back and report to you. But as for today, my goodness, this is like a day on vacation. If you look outside, it is so beautiful. It's a lot colder here for some reason than where I live. It's 65 degrees here, and it's going to get a lot colder really quickly into the 40s tonight, where at home it's way warmer. So I don't know what the reason is for that, but I don't know. So at this point, I'm just waiting in traffic here. Looks like tonight at home the low is going to be like 60, but just waiting in traffic, hoping to get to the next spot soon and make hay while the sun shines, so to speak, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I've got quite a headache from that place. That place was so loud and so busy, so noisy. There was really nothing in there. There must have been other people in there checking, but I really only found a couple plays and made a tiny bit of money on each of them, and that's it. And ended my session ahead $53. I wanted to play some blackjack, but the only good blackjack tables were very high limit, and I didn't want to play that big there, especially with certain rules that they have here. When they reach certain limits, the limits are lower here, so I just didn't want a lot of attention when I got to that level. So we're going to move on to another place that I am less welcome in. Here, no problem, not bad. I just don't want to play, hundreds of dollars a hand. But this other place, I don't know. We'll see what happens. What may likely happen here, and I'm prepared for it, is I may buy in and play for 10 or 15 minutes and just be asked to leave, in which case I will leave. But the problem will be I will have my car in the parking garage, so I may go out a different door, walk around, and see what happens. So, which has happened at this place before, but I'm not sure yet. Hopefully no problems. We'll play a little bit, make a little money, and move on. Right now we're gonna go to this other place. We're gonna look at slots first, and then we're going to look at blackjack, see if we can find anything worthwhile. I'm not going to play an okay game at a place where I might have a problem. So it's going to be either a really good game and we're going to hit them hard, or it's going to be nothing at all. So first of all, we got to get there, and then we'll look at slots, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, and so I go into this next place, and I'll be honest with you, I was not happy with the experience at all. Overall, just gave me a bad feeling the whole time I was in there. I came in, and one of the first things I see is they now have a robot driving around the parking lot, taking pictures of everything, taking pictures of the cars, the people, and so that was fun. I took a video of that. I'll probably eventually release that. And then I go in, I start looking at slots first, and I'm finding nothing. I see a friend of mine, talk to him for a few minutes, find out what's going on around here, and there's some things coming up that we may be able to do together, which would be nice. It might require more travel, it might require less travel. We just have to see how things go. Hopefully it works out. And then talked to him for a while, went around, looked at all the machines, found nothing. And he had given me a lead on a machine that someone was playing that was getting close. So I'm walking around looking, not finding anything. I find like a buck lying around. Other than that, I go look at this machine he told me about, and there's a guy on the machine next to it, and there's a security guard standing with him. So I'm like, I'm not going to go check this machine while the guard is there. So I let it go. I went and played blackjack. I came back after, and then there was a slot lady standing next to it. I don't know what the heck she was doing, but I have no idea what happened there. But then he called me after I left and asked me the situation with the machine, and I'm like, I couldn't even check it. So as far as the blackjack, I go back to the blackjack area, and I see the manager there, who's a friend of mine. Very nice guy, always been friendly with him, no issues. I buy in for $300. Well, before that, I sit down at the table. There's a guy already there. The shoe had just started. He had a couple threes on his first hand, and the dealer had a blackjack, so it was a neutral count. And I asked him, hey, do you mind if I play, or did you want to play by yourself? And he goes, oh, let me play a few hands and see how it goes. So he proceeds to lose the next 4 hands and says, okay, you can get in. I said, all right, that's fine. So I get in. This guy is very like, what's the word? He's like, you know what I'm talking about. He's worried about luck and all this stuff. But anyway, so we start playing. I buy in for $300, start playing, and we both lose pretty much every hand. I won one hand, which was a 20 against a 19. Other than that, I was pretty much losing every hand. And so I rebuy for 400 more. Now the count has gone up a little bit, and I want to bet a little bit more. So I rebuy and start playing. Things start turning around a little bit. You know, I'm feeling better about it. I've got the pit boss is on my side. You know, he's a manager and he's on my side, so I'm happy about that. And start playing, and then he leaves for a break. Now I got this guy, this older guy, with this big beard, and he decides he just wants to watch me. He doesn't care about anything else going on right now. He just cares about me and what I'm doing and wants to watch me for a while. So luckily the count doesn't get more than like a true 2, so I'm not like going, you know, big time with my bets or anything, but I don't like him being there. So things turn around a little bit, and I get my 300 back, and then I'm building and building and making more money. And this guy next to me twice says, all right, I'm going to sit out for a while. Maybe you could turn the cards around. I'm like, turn the cards around? What are you talking about? So I played by myself for a little while, and then he got back in, then played by myself to the end of the shoe. And actually, it was a heartbreaker because the last hand of the shoe had a high count. I had a bigger bet out there and lost that one. But at this point, this pit boss is standing right over me, and this is a place that I have not been welcome before. So, and also, on top of that, the security manager walks by. And I'm like, I'm getting ready to leave. As soon as I see him, I'm like, okay, I'm up like 300. I'm ready to go because he's going to say something to me. And he just walks by me, so nothing happened there. But I end up coloring up and leaving ahead, but only 220. So that's unfortunate. I had an opportunity and didn't work out there. Plus 220. And right now I am sitting here for a minute figuring out what I'm going to do. I'm going to move on to another casino, I think, just for a minute and see if there's any blackjack available. If not, we'll continue on somewhere else, but it's still kind of early. I want to add one more place, but it's going to add like 4 hours if I do. So I'll figure out what I'm going to do here, and I'll be back to update you. For sure, I'm going to go to this next place. Then from there, it's up in the air. So I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, and it was okay. It was just okay. Pretty good, actually. I played a low limit table. I looked at slots, and as I was walking around looking at slots, I saw a guy who is an AP, and he was playing this one machine, and it looked like it could be a long one here.
Head west.
Sorry about that. Don't need that going. So he's playing this machine, and I go play blackjack. I find a machine, a table that's a brand new shoe, nothing played, and it's got an odd denomination on there. Let's just say that. It's like, you know, usually the tables are going to be 25, 50, 100, 200, something like that. But every once in a while you find one that's like 20 or 15 is kind of common. But anyway, it was one of those uncommon amounts. And I'm playing with green, I'm playing with red. Every hand, I'm mixing green and red, and 2 greens, 3 greens and a red, you know, because, you know, I'm going by what the best spread needs to be based on that table. So I could tell this Asian dealer is kind of annoyed with me, but I'm like, you know, I'm not going to bet, you know, if the minimum is 20, I'm not going to bet 25. I'm not going to bet 25.50. I'm gonna bet 20.40, right? So you're gonna have to live with it. I'm sorry you don't like it, but anyway, I buy in on that table for 300, and like I said, brand new shoe. I'm just getting started, and right away this girl sits down next to me, and she puts her driver license on the table, and she said, "I need a new card," and the dealer sets it aside. And meanwhile, the pit boss is opening a new table, so he's not paying attention. He's way down there. He's not paying attention. And then she said, "Oh, I wasn't going to buy in anyway. I just wanted a new card." And then she just sat there and sat there and sat there. And pretty soon she just said, "Oh, I'll just go to the desk and get a new card." And she walked away. And I'm playing. She's gone for a long time. Then as I'm leaving, she's coming back to the table. I'm coloring up as she's coming back to the table. And I take off, but I bought in for $300 and had, you know, the beginning of the shoe was a little bit rough and things started turning around and the count started going up. I started raising and had some back and forth, And I finally got up, not knowing that this girl was coming back to the table, because I might have stayed. I don't know. It was a true -3. I don't know if I would have stayed or not. Probably still would have walked away, and still had a little bit to go. But ended up leaving the table ahead $3.95. So bought in for $300, left with $6.95, and that's pretty good. We're up like $1,500 already today. But still have a bit of a headache, so I'm going to drink some water here and get some nutrition in my body. And I think, I'm not positive about where I want to go next, but I'm going to get some food real quick first. Get some kind of vegetables or something, maybe some chicken breast. We'll see what I find, and I'll come back and let you know what we're doing next. All right, guys, I am back. And that went pretty well, actually. I walked in, and I had some friends on the phone with me, and I saw a guy on a machine. I'm like, man, I wish that guy would get up so I can get that play, because it looks really good. So I walk over there just to kind of see how much money he had, and I see in the machine next to him, which normally I wouldn't check until my way out, there was a play. But it was over $5 a spin, and it was a very high variance play. So I'm bracing for the worst, right? I mean, it could be $1,500 before it hits. You could make 500, you could lose 500 or more. So I decided to go ahead and play it. I put $500 in the machine and spun it. And on the first spin, it hit. And let me see. It actually was interesting because I couldn't take a picture because I was on the phone. Let me see. Oh, man. It didn't come through? Oh, man. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it came through. 1 second here. So it paid $608.38. So that was beautiful. And then I moved on to the next one, and I found an incredible play on that one too, and cost me about $300 to hit that one. That one paid $478, so I'm feeling happy. And then after that, I found a bunch of little plays. I mean little plays. Made a little, lost a little, but overall not really much changed. But I was in that casino probably 45 minutes or so, and I bought in for $500, and I cashed out $1,372 for a profit of $872, which brings our total profit for the night to about $2,400, almost $2,500. So I was hoping for $2,000. It ended up a little bit better than that. Got some really good positive variance on those plays, so all that worked out. And the interesting thing is, I did get food while I was there, but that guy was still on that machine when I left, so he'd been playing that machine that whole time. It still hadn't paid out yet, but he was slow playing it. He was doing the normal ploppy spin where you spin it, you wait for all the reels to stop, you wait for it to count up your 47 cents that you won, you look at it for a minute, and then you push it again. So his spin was taking 30 seconds, my spins take about 2 seconds. So I probably would have finished the play by now. It wasn't a great play, but it was just such an unusual play that it made sense. Normally you wouldn't play that play, but it was so much better than normal that it made it worth a try. So ended up not playing it though, because he was still on it when I left. Didn't see anybody that I knew in there, which is very crazy, very unusual. I thought I'd find more plays, but they just weren't there. Okay, so let me think here. Right now, we're going to continue on our trip. Let's do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Well, this morning, after church time, we went to my mom's house, and she had made all kinds of stuff. And I know it's her day. Why is she cooking? She insists on doing it. We all went over to her house, and I ended up basically having some beef with some spices, some chicken breast, some salad, and some hot sauce that she made, special hot sauce that she makes. And then she made dessert, and I had one bite of my wife's, and that was it. And overall, I don't want to give it an ace because it's not fair, but it's my mom's food, so it's excellent. So we're not going to rate it. And then this evening, just now, I just had a double cheeseburger, no bun, put some mustard on there. There was no other dressing on it at all. It was very good. And I'd give it, it was very hot, but then got like instantly cold. So I don't know what the deal is, but I'd still give it probably 9.5. I don't know. Do we want to start doing half? So I give it a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. And I got myself a nice sugar-free Monster, 10-calorie Monster for the car. It's like a red can. It's like a berry flavor, I guess. I don't know. It's like these days, flavors are like colors. What flavor is that? Red? What flavor is that? Orange? So, well, I guess orange is a flavor. What flavor? Blue, you know? So, what else? What did you tip today, MW? And I actually had some really good variants overall. There were some hands that I really should have lost that ended up going my way and made my night a little bit easier. It had some nice wins. They weren't huge, but I was playing low limit, and I think I played, I don't know how many, 4 sessions of blackjack maybe, and I tipped $0. So $0 tip, and we're continuing on our journey right now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I did make one more stop, and I wasn't going to, but I decided to do it anyway against my better judgment, and really wasn't anything there. I did make one play and ended the session ahead $6, so plus $6 more, and I think that's probably going to be my last stop tonight. It's getting pretty late and gotta head home. I will be getting home a little bit earlier than expected, so I should get about 3 hours sleep before going to work tomorrow, so all that's good. And positive day all the way around today, and hopefully we keep building on it this week and help get caught back up to where we want to be for this time of the year. So that's what's going on right now. I think I'm going to let you go, and I got hours and hours to go here. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.